What's going to take your marketing funnel from just another buzzword that you don't really know anything about to an actionable strategy that is scalable for your business? Number one, of course, is analyzing your competitors, seeing where maybe underserved markets do exist, visiting their website to see what ads retarget you later. You can snoop on their ads through Facebook, page transparency tools. You can see how their SEO is and maybe get a general idea of where they're investing their marketing dollars.
Another point here is leveraging tools for trust and lead gen. So this is something you can do that's really cool for people, is you can actually solve a very small part of their problem or lead them in the right direction to solving their problem, and you can do it absolutely free. And what this is going to do is build a bunch of trust for you as the leading source to do this because you gave it away. This is going to entice people to work with you. It's going to really help amplify your funnel. If you can build a little calculator for your audience to come in and calculate something they're searching for, that's great. If you can provide a free resource like a guide or an ebook about your services, that's a great option as well. This is just something that your ideal customer is already looking for and Googling for, that you're offering to them for free to entice them to come back and work with you.
Understanding multiple touch points that you could be in front of your customer is key here, because you not only want to appear in front of them as many times as possible, as affordably as possible, but also as personalized as possible. You have to have those high quality impressions, and knowing where your customer exists and can exist is absolutely key here.
Don't downplay the long-term success of your branding, because you can look at a company like Kleenex and we say, hey, hand me a Kleenex. What we really mean is, hey, hand me a tissue. But that brand has just solidified their positioning in the market. Now people just say, hey, hand me a Kleenex, right? They're referencing the brand without even knowing it anymore. That's like where you want to aim to be. And there's things you can do to kind of put your customers on the path to becoming evangelists versus just repeat buyers of your business.
If you're not leveraging the power of automation in 2025, you're already 10 steps behind, because we still get approached by business owners that have email lists on pen and paper. Of course, if you're watching this video, I doubt you're there, but you can be actively deploying automation to improve business efficiencies and market it at a greater scale. And this is through things like social media retargeting. When someone hits your website, that they're going to see you on the other platforms that they go on. If they just saw a social media post, maybe it's cross-platform, that you're pixeling them from one device to the next, understanding the different devices and the enhanced conversions around those. Even just setting up automated email campaigns or automated list hygiene. If you're not doing these things that are best practices through automation, you are going to fall behind.
There's no excuse these days to not have automation, because there's tools out there like Zapier, and there's no code required. You just connect all your apps, you set up the automation you want. No excuses. Create actionable and scalable content. People just blog because they think they need a blog, and they write very, very, very generally about their services or side related services or things like that. They're not pulling from their experience or their expertise. They're not writing from their point of view. They're not actually giving any real value. They might be trying to just describe what something is, and you're not going to beat Wikipedia, so don't try and do that. Maybe try and write about some sort of solution or some sort of value add that the reader's going to get after reading your piece. A pitfall to avoid here that a lot of people overlook is that they'll write a bunch of blogs about their desired keyword, but they're not going to realize that these blogs are going to actually cannibalize you in your efforts to rank for that keyword, depending on how you have your website structured. Say you're a law firm and your practice area is car accident attorney, right? You would have a service page for that. And that's going to be the page where you're going to dedicate all your firepower to winning that keyword. If you write a bunch of blogs every week with that keyword and they don't really have too much beef to them, all that's going to do is start to fight your service page unless you're properly interlinking it or you're adding some sort of different value, pointing people to the fact that you do offer that service.
Repurpose content across platforms. Of course, even your vertical video from TikTok can live somewhere on YouTube Shorts. Videos that you post on your YouTube, your Vimeo, wherever you're posting long-form content, even Facebook, can be embedded into blogs that you write and various resources. Not only embedded, can be re-edited and reapplied to your website to take things the next level there. And we're not only talking the same type of media to another channel channel, you can also take long form blog content, create a Twitter or thread around that. And just to take things to the next level, you can also write press releases that then syndicate somehow about an industry report or vice versa. There's just endless ways. And if you're just writing a blog and leaving it there, you're not doing as much as you could. And all platforms will reward you for this ultimately. Sure, Twitter doesn't want to see a YouTube link, but Google loves to see a YouTube video embedded in a blog. So think about this, repurpose your content wisely, and just don't let it go to one place because that is a waste.
One pitfall to avoid here is that we're not saying repost the same video on every platform. We're more so thinking like have a more holistic approach to the content you're putting out all over the internet. One thing that we do for a lot of clients is we have a top-down strategy where we think about first the articles we're going to generate, and then from those articles we think about the YouTube videos that we're going to make out of those, and then from that YouTube video we think about all the clips, the short clips we can generate and chop up for each specific platform. And so yes, we're repurposing the content, but we're not just lazily taking the TikTok video and throwing it up on Reels with the watermark. That's not going to get you too far. It's better than nothing. But if you really want to dial in your social media and your content strategy as a whole, you got to be thinking from this top-down level.
Focus marketing efforts for early stage growth.
One thing you could do is you can utilize a lot of tools to help you scale faster. Say you know for your business type you need to focus on SEO. Well, SEO is a really long game plan. So one thing you can do to give yourself a leg up is you can use a tool like Ahrefs, and inside Ahrefs you could use one of their tools called Link Intersect. And so here's where you can go and you can throw in your URL, you can throw in your competitor's URL, and then the tool is going to find all of the blogs that link to your competitor but not to you. And now you have a very easy list of targets that you can submit content to in the hopes that they link back to you or write about you. This one small example is, one out of dozens or if not hundreds that you can start to use to give you a little leg up and start doing things a little bit faster.
Listen, as a marketing agency, we love AI, but we are not entirely dependent on it. It is not writing our content. Sure, it'll be making early stage support when it comes to wireframes, sitemaps, giving us a little extra inch initially, but it is not our writer and editor in chief. It is not our primary full stack developer. There are limitations to what it does know already. You have to take a lot of things with a grain of salt because as a business owner, you have to be serving the right kind of content. Sometimes it says things a little weird. So use it to help push you and improve efficiencies, but do not become dependent on it because quality control still remains essential. Even in automations and automated AI and automation that then uses AI, there still has to be human connection there. You have to make happy people. For most businesses, making happy people and happy customers is the end goal. And are we all totally satisfied with the AI chat support, with the AI phone support? Probably not. So again, be AI assisted, but do not become AI dependent. Adapt to the new era of social search.
Google is never going away. Even with AI, with all these social media platforms, they had their highest quarter ever last quarter. And what's happening is, people are actually using Google more than ever, but they're adapting to what they're looking at as proof on Google. So there's things like Reddit, there's things like TikTok, and you'll notice that if you make a search, Google is actually pushing these sites to the very front. They're showing you what real people are posting on social media because that's what users want to see. What you have to think about now is how can you make lasting social media posts that are going to in turn help your SEO. One way to do this, adding the right hashtags to your TikTok. Don't go in and spam TikTok with 100 hashtags, but put proper fitting ones the way it should be done, and you're going to get rewarded through that through the coming days, weeks, months. As long as you're going to be findable for that content on TikTok, they're going to reward you. You might even show up on Google through a TikTok snippet, and that's huge. That is free traffic that won't stop until the competition beats you or until you delete the post.